Hey creators, it's Taylor here, and today we're going to be diving into a complete beginner's guide into YouTube analytics. It can be really overwhelming when you're first starting out, when you open up the analytics tab and sort of see everything that's going on. It can get complex fast, so today I'm here to help you with that. Are you ready? Let's get started. When you put out a YouTube video, being able to really track those detailed analytics on each video can really help you to determine sort of which style of content is performing best for you, what the YouTube algorithm likes the most, and it's basically just a really good predictor for what will be successful on your channel going forward in the future. The more success that you see on your channel, the more likely your channel is going to grow, not just in terms of subscribers, because we all know that's a vanity metric, but where it really counts in those AdSense dollars. And engagement. Engagement's important too. It's not all about the money. Engagement and building that community is very important, but chances are if you're watching this, you're probably a business owner or content creator. You probably do this for a living, so making that money is probably important for you too. When it comes to your YouTube analytics, you kind of have two separate sort of dashboards that you want to look into. So you have your main analytics tab, which is sort of a part of the main dashboard. And when you look at that analytics dashboard, how many times can I say dashboard? It basically tells you how your channel as a whole is performing. When it comes to goal setting and things like that, that can be a really helpful like big picture view of what is going on, but it's not really gonna help you to be able to tweak the nuances in the performance of some videos overall. So it's actually really helpful to go into each video specifically because you have the main dashboard of analytics, but you can actually look at the individual performance analytics wise of each video that you upload. It's really helpful because when you get a better understanding of how each individual video is performing, you can begin to see certain trends and nuances of things that you might not notice when you're just looking at the big picture. This isn't gonna be super in-depth, but I'm gonna be giving you the main things that you need to know to help set you up for success and sort of get you started on your journey with reading and understanding analytics on YouTube. Because if you're trying to grow a YouTube channel, if you're trying to monetize your channel or grow your income through Google AdSense, then it's really important to understand what the numbers mean and what you can do to sort of tweak your performance to maximize that growth. All right, so let's dive deep into the meat and potatoes of this discussion, and that is going over what sort of the main analytics are and what do they even mean. So the biggest one that everyone looks at, which is very important, is total views. And while yes, looking at total views can be a really good comprehensive, you know, bare bones look at whether or not a video is performing well, but it goes so much deeper than that because you can't just get a good understanding of how a video is performing based on the total number of views alone. There are a few other things that you're gonna wanna consider when seeing how a video is performing. You're gonna wanna look at your watch time hours, which is basically the total number of hours that your audience has watched that specific video, or if you're in the dashboard feature, it's how many hours your audience has watched all the videos on your channel as a whole in that time period that you have selected. So you can sort of like change the time period at the top right corner to be since like a video was published or like the last 30 days. And this is really helpful because if you're experimenting with like a new posting schedule or something, you can really get crystal clear on how that is affected by comparing certain time periods. So when you're looking at the overall big picture, being able to change those dates and seeing what the analytics were on certain time periods is actually super helpful. So that's a really good indication to see how long people or how many hours people are watching your videos for. The next analytic that we are gonna be discussing is your average view duration. It's kind of similar to watch time hours, which is why I'm bringing it up next. It has to do with how long people are watching your video for. But this metric I really love because it's a more specific metric on how long are people staying tuned to that specific video. This metric is going to be your best friend. This metric, views and watch time hours combined, is like a triple dream team. I don't know what I'm saying, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say. So basically the average view duration, they give you both a timestamp and a percentage, which I love the percentage. And they basically tell you with the average view duration, how much of a percentage of a video people have watched through. So are they watching only the first 10% of the video and sort of clicking away after the introduction? Are they watching through 30%? Are they watching through 50%? Are they watching through 80%, which by the way would be a really good average view duration, because the normal, or I guess sort of like average view duration percentage that you will see, and that I see not only with clients, but just with what other people have reported as well, is that consistently on average, people watch about 30 to 50% of a YouTube video. Not many people will watch a video all the way through unless they're your like diehard subscribers. View duration is super important because not only do you want people to see and digest and understand the information that you're delivering, but the more percentage of a video that somebody watches, the more money that you make. So the longer someone stays tuned is not only going to be beneficial for the person watching, it's going to be beneficial for you and your pocket. My second best friend when it comes to YouTube analytics is the click-through rate. The click-through rate and the average view duration are like cousins, because the average view duration has everything to do with the content of the video itself, whereas the click-through rate has everything to do with the aesthetics of the video and what encourages them to click on it in the first place. Click-through rate is calculated in terms of percentage, and basically all the click-through rate is the percentage of people who saw your thumbnail and your title on YouTube and chose to click on the video and watch it. That is how your click-through rate percent is calculated. Let's say my video got 1,000 impressions on YouTube. So your impressions are basically just how many times your video showed up either in a browse feature or on someone's homepage and they scrolled down and saw it. And then you compare that to the click-through rate, which is how many people actually chose to click on it and watch the video. So that's sort of how that number is calculated. And an average click-through rate, because when it comes to these numbers, your sort of baseline and what is normal for you is going to be different for everybody, but roughly a good number to aim for, at least when you're just starting out, is anywhere from 3 to 5% is considered a really good click-through rate. And you'll find that as your channel begins to grow and as your channel begins to garner a lot more attention outside of just your subscriber community base and YouTube starts recommending your videos more often, your click-through rate might go down. And some clients, they're alarmed when that happens, but honestly, if YouTube is showing your video to millions of people aren't going to be clicking on it because you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. And that's pretty much the main things that you need to know. And all of the same metrics that are available in your overall YouTube, big picture YouTube dashboard are the same analytics that are available in each individual video. So as long as you know sort of the meaning behind those analytical components, you can read anything on YouTube analytics. So hopefully this gives you the tools and education that you need to really get started on growing your channel, because that's where the real magic happens. If you can read your analytics, you can do anything. If you have any questions or you want me to dive deeper on any of the specific YouTube analytics that were either mentioned here or weren't mentioned here, make sure that you list those suggestions down below. And I just wanted to thank you all for tuning in this far. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Bye.